Not every story on Reddit is fake. Some are cries for help. Others are warnings. Welcome to Late Night Threads. The place WHE. Tonight, we share the story of someone who should be listened. A simple rule. A single sentence. Don't turn the radio on after midnight. But curiosity is louder than fear. And when the music stops, something else starts talking. This is what they heard. Tuta, I stayed at my uncle's cabin. The radio doesn't play music after midnight. I didn't know my uncle very well. He was my dad's estranged older brother, the one no one talked about. So when I got a letter, an actual, physical letter, telling me I'd inherited his cabin in northern Michigan, I was confused. But I took it. I needed somewhere to disappear. The cabin wasn't fancy. It smelled like old wood and cold air. The furniture groaned. The floorboards creaked. But it was quiet. Solitude. And then I found the radio. It sat like a relic, big, boxy, older than I was. Dusty, but plugged in. I turned it on. It buzzed. Then, a voice. Calm. Male. It's 12:03 a.m., it said. And we begin tonight with a confession. Static. Then, I buried her under the porch. She kept laughing. Even after I hit her. My stomach dropped. The voice was too steady. Too casual. Too real. I don't think she's dead. Not really. Not when I still hear her. In the pipes. The radio went silent. I didn't sleep that night. The next night, I waited. 12:01 it turned on by itself. New story. Same voice. It was cold. He was only 6. I told him the forest was safe. I knew it wasn't he. I unplugged the radio. Dropped it on the floor. But at 12:02, it turned back on. Still unplugged. Still humming. Then, it said my name. First and last. You're not supposed to be here. I froze. Something scratched at the back door. Slow, steady, deliberate. I called the sheriff the next morning. He asked what cabin. I told him. He hung up. That night, my car wouldn't start. Battery fine. Fuel full. Just dead. So I waited again. Knife in hand. Lights off. Fire out. At 12:03, the radio clicked on. Louder. It's your turn now. Then laughter. Wet, cracking. Inhuman. And a new voice. Older. Croaky. My uncle's. Run. I ran. Into the woods. Didn't look back. At sunrise, I found the road. Flagged a car. I never returned. But I still hear it. Every now and then. Static, then a whisper in my phone speaker. It's 12:03. And tonight's story is yours. Part 2, the voices followed me home. It's been 3 weeks since I left the cabin. I don't know if I ever really left it behind. I moved back into my apartment. City lights. Thin walls. Noise. It helped, for a while. No radios. No silence. No 12:03. Then my phone rang. No caller ID. I picked up. Nothing. Just breathing. Then, you left the story unfinished. I threw the phone. Tried to sleep. Failed. At 12:03 a.m. exactly, my Bluetooth speaker, which hadn't been connected in months, powered on. No music. Just a voice. His voice. You think this is about a cabin? I pulled the plug. Still it played. You didn't inherit the place. You inherited the role. Then it began whispering names. Not random ones. Mine. My childhood friends. My teachers. Even my first pet. Names I hadn't said aloud in years. That night, I opened my laptop. I tried to find the deed to the property. No record. No owner history. It's like the cabin never existed, and my uncle no obituary. No birth certificate. Only a blurry photo in an old yearbook. But the face wasn't his. It was mine. I shut the laptop. The room got cold. The heater was still on. Then the mirror above my desk fogged. From the inside. Letters etched across the glass, dripping slowly, as if written in breath, you were always the story. I left again. Different state. Different name. Rented a studio above a bar. No electronics. Just a cot, a chair, a journal. Night 1, silence. Night 2, the bar downstairs played static. Only static. Night 3, 12:03. Knock at the door. No one there. Just a small wooden box on the floor. Inside, a broken radio dial. Still warm. And a note, you can't run from a voice that lives inside you. I didn't open the box again. I couldn't. Because the moment I closed it, the lights dimmed. Not off. Just low. Like something was watching, and didn't want to be seen. That night, I stayed awake. I thought if I didn't sleep, it wouldn't come. But 12:03 doesn't care if you're awake. It only cares that you're listening. And I was. The room got quiet. Too quiet. Not even city noise outside. Then. Knock. 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 Not on the door. From inside the wall. I pressed my ear to it. Breathing. Slow. Wet. Rhythmic. Then the whisper came back. The story continues when you open the door. I backed away. Sat on the floor. Held the broken radio dial in my hand like a charm. That S when it clicked. Not metaphorically. Literally. It clicked. The metal turned warm again. And suddenly, the wall in front of me peeled. Like wallpaper unrolling itself. Behind it, wood. Old. Rotted. The cabin wall. I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I stood up. And I was barefoot. On pine needles. The floorboards from the cabin stretched under me, and I heard the sound again, that voice, my voice, but older. You weren't meant to escape. Just to replace. I screamed. Not out loud. In my head. But he heard it anyway. And he laughed. Suddenly, a mirror appeared where the window should be been. I looked inside. It wasn't me. It was someone else. Someone afraid. Someone whispering back at me, if you don't finish the story, someone else will write the ending. And then. I blinked. I was back in the studio. Sweating. Shaking. Bleeding from one ear. and the radio dial gone. Only ashes in my palm. The next morning, I found a new envelope under my door. No name. No return address. Inside, a single sheet of paper. The next chapter begins to 12:03.